What's up, guys? This is Nexus here, and today we're going to be talking about a very special day that we got a pretty big announcement here today. Uh, we got Clear World support. That is bonkers, to be honest with you. Uh, I was literally popping off when I heard the news last night. This was like around what, like 12 p.m. over here for me, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe we actually got support with this archetype, not this soon. I was thinking about maybe like in a few more years or so down the line, but now it's it's crazy. It's it's amazing, honestly. It's like literally what the channel pretty much revolved around, and how to make this deck playable, and how to play with these two cards that were only printed back like since '09, and now they're actually getting support from the Animation Chronicle set. Like, they're an official archetype now. So you don't no longer have to run them with Shaddolls, but I'm still thinking on making a deck to pair them up with Shaddolls as like a small engine. So stay tuned for that in the future video. We'll have to see on how that works. But let's just go over the cards here. Nice title. Embrace a truly peaceful world without conflict, without differences, without you. Now, this is something that goes with Yusuke, or Yusuke, while he's under the influence of Night Shroud. Night Shroud's ideology is nihilism, so it fits in with the character. I like the villain. But yeah, this is our first monster here. Clear Phantom. He's a level 3 Dark Fiend Dark Fiend effect monsters with stats of 1200 attack and 800 defense. The effect is once per turn for the first one. You can discard this card and one other card, which is a cost, by the way, since there's a semicolon. Add 2 cards from your deck to your hand that are either Clear World or a spell set shop card that mentions it. Pretty good. And just to let you guys know, I already went through these cards earlier the night when I read them. I just are giving you guys a review and what my thoughts are about these cards, you know. So that's what I'm just doing here with the video. Staple effect right here. You are unaffected by the effects of Clear World. Staple, just how Clear runs. 3. If this card is destroyed, regardless of how, battle or destruction effect, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. Nice. It's just how the anime version worked, but a little bit better on how it is destroyed. You could tour guide this, although you won't really get much value for it. So what you could do is either go into tour guide into the Burning Abyss, that level 3 monster where it's sent to the graveyard. You could then search it out during the end phase when it was sent to the graveyard. A little slow, yeah, but I can't really think of any other ways you can really search it out. I mean, there are other cards, but I'll probably mention them later in the video. So yeah, you could go into the rank 3 Darius to then overlay into a Divisor. It's a good 3k beater that can swallow up monsters. And then there's also another monster too, Gigaboris as well. It's another rank 3 monster you can play into as well, although it's like during your opponent's main or battle phase quick effect, you can add 1 card attached to this card to your hand. It's another way to add Phantom. Good, but it's a bit slow and it's on your opponent's turn. Either way, you could run one of those 2 rank monsters, whatever you prefer. Either way, they're adding them at the end of the day. But yeah, a good monster, definitely run 3 ofs. And then now we have Clear Rage Golem. He's probably one of the less impressive monsters that we got, although I still love him for what he is. Clear Rage Golem, a level 4 Dark Rock effect monster with the stats of 1600 attack and 1800 defense. Yeah, interesting monster here. The first effect is a once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can activate this effect. Your monsters that mention Clear World can attack directly this turn. Okay, this only really benefits all the other monsters that have attack. Clear Vice Dragon doesn't really get any benefit from this, since he relies on your opponent's monster. But you know, it's nice. It's nice. Some of these monsters are weak. So it helps them out for dealing damage. You're unaffected by the killer world. Yeah, that's what they all share. The third effect, if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can inflict 300 damage to them for each card in their hand. That's the anime effect, how it worked. Nice, you know, pretty good. Could go into rank 4 plays. There's another level 4 monster that we can run this with the deck. I'll probably mention it later as well when we're done with this. And the next monster here is our little guy here, Clear Cube. He's a level 1 dark machine effect monster with the stats of 0. So pretty weak, but his effects are kind of gnarly. Stable, unaffected by Clear World, good. During your main phase, you can normal summon one monster that mentions Clear World in addition to your normal summon such set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. An additional normal summon, but only for clear monsters. Kinda sucks, but I mean, that's what you're running with anyway, so it's Clear World. Third effect, if this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field by your opponent, you can special summon one monster from your deck that mentions Clear World. So the last effect here is pretty good, although a little different from the anime. In the anime version, when this card leaves the field, however it left the field, it would just special summon another copy of itself. So it is a little bit of a nerf, but I mean, I'll take the new effect over the old one. Although with the new effect, it's kind of reliant on, well, it's pretty much reliant on your opponent from doing something with it, at least. So there is that, but pretty much, I can see the reason why they got rid of that effect, to give it more support with the clear. But also, like, I can see the bad things that this thing would bring if it were to keep that old effect as well. You could just literally link this on for like a link Karibo and something, and you just get another copy of it immediately. And then you could just keep doing that and just kind of link climb. But yeah, I'd say the most value that you would get off of this card is during the battle phase. You have at least this card up on the field, preferably in defense. When that card gets destroyed, you bring out another copy. When that copy gets destroyed, you bring out the last copy. And within the last copy of that, you bring out whatever clear monster that you need on the field for your plays. And it's not a once per turn, so that's from the original anime, although a little different than how it is now. But it's nice. It's not a once per turn effect. This is a definite 3-of for the Clear World. An additional normal summon and special summons anything, we'll take it. Good monster. A good little cube guy. Pretty cute. And for our next and last monster here that was revealed is Clear Vicious Knight. He's a level 7 dark effect, dark warrior effect monster with the stats of 2300 attack and 1100 defense. Interesting stats with him. I already know how it is, but you contribute something to this card by attributing one monster that mentions Clear World. Gains attack equal to the highest original attack among monsters your opponent controls. You are unaffected by the effects of Clear World, staple. And the last effect is pretty gnarly. It's gnarly. Your opponent can activate the effects of special summon monsters with attack lower than this tribute summon cards. Now this thing is a walking floodgate. For special summon monsters at least. Clear World was already a floodgate as it is with the field spell, but adding this to the deck is going to help it a lot. It definitely needs that if it wants to be more of a control aspect as how the field spell is. Yeah, this thing regardless is going to be the highest attack on the field whatever your opponent summons, as long as that monster's stats are not undetermined or they're not getting any boost to beat over this thing. This is really good. Although it doesn't affect anything from graveyard or hand, mainly on the field though. But yeah, this monster is a definite 3-of, or a 2 at least, if you want to go right in the middle, a 2. We could pair this card up with, let's say, a kind of a wonky choice I'd say is duality. What you could do is, if, let's say, okay, scenario. Let's say if this card were to get destroyed, like your opponent bypasses it, you can then have your set card that you set, which is duality. That's the card that we're going with, duality. Duality, you tribute this card since either way it's going to get destroyed. You can then special summon the opposite attribute of that monster from either deck, I believe from hand or deck, and then for extra deck as well, onto the field. And pretty much the monster that I'm talking about that could go into this play is, it's a weird name. It's called A, and then the symbol star speculation, I think. Let me see. Yeah, speculation. A weird monster, I know, but it's kind of the same as this monster, to be honest with you. When it's on, it has like two effects. While depending on whatever battle position it is. In attack, it gains the highest attack, literally the same thing as this one, but without the restriction of the original attack, I believe. So pretty much the same as that, literally, of this monster. It also has the defense position effect where it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, so it's a good stall monster that you could go into if this card were to die. You could go in this fusion monster to go stall a turn if you're about to die, let's say, or just go for the game, because that monster has a good attack position effect where it's the same as Vicious Knight, literally just a replacement. It's funny, but yeah, just throwing out ideas on what you could do with these cards. And then our very last card here, it's a continuous spell card. The first effect is a once per turn. If Clear World's on the field, okay, so this is heavily reliant on the field spell being up, you can add one monster from your deck to your hand that mentions it. Great. Searches out any of our clear monsters. This is pretty good. So you definitely got to play at least 3, unless you don't want it to be clunky. You can run the middle ground of 2. Also, I did want to add something to it as well. This is just a little snippet cut, but I just realized afterwards that I forgot to mention. You could play this with, since we do want to search our monsters, we could play Small World. Literally, Small World works pretty well since none of our monsters have the same type stats or like level. The only thing they pretty much share is the attribute. They're all dark, except for maybe like Cube and Clear Ice Dragon, since they're both at 0. But that doesn't really matter. Usually, you can pair it off with, with what you want to search off with Small World. That's a pretty good thing. Small World is, you could definitely play this in Clear. Another thing too I wanted to mention is, it's a new monster that we recently just got, only released in the TCG, and it's called Krishna the Witch. Krishna the Witch is pretty cool. Pretty much, she's a spellcaster, level 4, light effect monsters with the stats of 1800 attack and 700 defense. Her effects is that she's paired with another field spell that we could also run with, which is called Multi-Universe. When she's on the field, while Multiverse is there, she can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects, and if a field spell leaves by a card effect, you get to special summon her from your hand. When a field spell that is already face up on the field activates this effect, quick effect, you can shuffle one monster that is banished or in your graveyard into the deck. Or if that monster mentions that field spell, you can special summon it instead. Now this is actually a pretty good monster here. All of our monsters that are clear mention Clear World, so you could pair this up with them, and I think it would be a pretty good card to play with. So yeah, it's just another idea that I just throw in there for everybody to know. But yeah, we'll try to figure out the deck build once these cards come out. But yeah, going back to the original video. The second effect, monsters that mention Clear World cannot be destroyed in battle. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving them. This is great. This benefits a lot for our Clear Vice Dragon. Clear Vice Dragon mainly struggled when it's your opponent's turn and they battle, that monster just died, which sucked because it doesn't use the attack boost when it's being attacked. It's only when you are attacking. So yeah, this benefits a lot for this monster, and you take no battle damage. This is great, since that monster was a plain fat 0 for your opponent to attack right into it. But yeah, this also helps out with any of our little guys too. This is great. Although this kind of doesn't really help with Cube if you preferably you want him to be destroyed by battle, but either way, this is great. This is great for the effect for mainly Clear Vice Dragon, I'd say. The last effect is pretty good. 3. While you control a level 7 or higher monster that mentions Clear World, all effects of Clear World are applied to your opponent regardless of the attributes they control. This is amazing because, 1, I believe you no longer have to play RGB Revolution or DNA Transplant to get those attribute manipulations with Clear World. You still could, if you're if you feel like you want to, go ahead. But since this card is already applying all of them, why not just run 3 of these, you know? But if you can't get this card, you know, and you want to have those attribute manipulations, go for RGB Revolution, since that's the one that applies those attributes all at that one monster, you know. But you have to be very wise on when to time it though. But yeah, feel free to hit the subscribe button, like, and comment on the video, and hit the bell button as well to keep up to date with my channel. I know my channel has kind of been somewhat of a slumber for quite a bit. I've mainly just been posting reels, just for my free time that I have, you know, been kind of busy with life. And those reels are not really entirely like Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay, but they're mainly just for the fun and passion, just on my side, like side time, you know, just something fun, because I really do enjoy the character Fujiwara Yusuke. I like his design and just the way how he is as a character. He's pretty cool. I like him. And just the Clear Archetype itself is interesting to me. So yeah, I'll try to post more videos if I can when I'm not busy in life, and give you guys more content for you to enjoy. It does take a bit for me to edit, I will say that. That video where I made my Clear World featuring Shaddolls, it took a while to make. That one definitely did. It was my first time trying to actually make a video and the way how I envisioned it to be, and that was the closest that I can get. If I had a lot more time and a lot more, let's say, a little bit more money, you know, I could probably do my stuff that I would like to do with this, you know, make it a lot more top-notch. But, you know, there's only so much that I can do with what I got right now. And, you know, at the end of the day, if my channel grows, you know, it grows, and I would like it to grow. And just to have content that I can enjoy watching, even during my own time, I enjoy watching them. It's kind of weird to say, but it's my passion, you know? Just sharing this passion with other people that have similar interests as me, or people that didn't even know about the archetype or the character. I was just mainly showing awareness to that, and I'm glad that it did show awareness and bring it to the spotlight for people to see what this archetype is. And I think I did my part, even though it wasn't really as big, probably a small part for some other people, you know, that wanted this to come into life. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, have a wonderful day. Catch you later on the next video. Peace.